So I've been using LazyVim for 2 months now, and for some huge files, it hangs very badly. So for instance, I have this somewhat huge file, 92 megabytes of JSON. It has around 3 million lines. So if I try to open Neovim in clean mode, you see that it opens very nicely. I don't have any issues, which means that it opens with no plugins. But if I try to open regular Neovim with all the LazyVim plugins, Neovim basically hangs forever. I can't scroll up and down. I can nothing. So I can switch my Tmux tabs working, but Neovim just hangs. And it takes around, I don't know, 30 seconds or more to open this file. So to try to mitigate this, I'll jump here to my Neovim configuration. I tried to enable and disable all the, plugins that I thought that could be influencing things here. So I just removed the color scheme that I was not using. I switched it to another one, and I tried to check if tree-seeder or these mini-indents were things that were affecting things. And turns out that tree-seeder is the major issue here. But I also have the tree-seeder text, actually context, which basically lets you to have those lines up and it's for you to know where you are when you have nested structures and nested scopes. And you also have mini indents that by default has some animations enabled. So if I try, for instance, I see here that in tree-seeder we have this highlight option, which is not enabled by default. This basically let us, if I uncomment this, it will enable us to limit the max size of the file, the max size of that a file can be. So tree-seeder should work on that. Otherwise, Receiver won't be enabled, it will be disabled. So this function basically handles whether tree should run or not, depending on the size of the file. So if we just enable this highlight here, and I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna move here to the file that we're trying to open, and I'm gonna open the JSON again. You see that's still hanging, so but it's not gonna take like the 30 seconds that it took before, but it's pretty bad. So to try to solve this problem, another thing that we can do is to go here on uh, tree-seeder context. Here I'm already on init.lua, so after uh, loading everything, I will just toggle this tree-seed context off. Uh, so we don't have all that thing on the first run of Neovim. So every time that you open Neovim, you have to leader U, and you see here T. We have toggle tree-seeder context. You press it, and it will be disabled or enabled. It's going to toggle it. So here we have, you can see here up, you see this is the context running. If I disable it, you see that the braces is gone. And if I enable it, the brace is here. So I'm gonna quit here. I'm gonna save this one. And that's it. So let's open the JSON again. So you see that it already opened. So it was really quick. It took around 2 or 3 seconds to open. It's already a big deal. But there is one thing still that's very nice to change, which is this highlighting. So maybe you can see that when I change the indentation here, the cursor under the indentation, you see there is a highlight and also an animation that goes over the scope. This is called, what's the name? Mini-indent scope. So first thing is that it got animation, and it works okay for small files. But if I go to the larger indentation, it basically hangs a lot, and it's not as smooth as it should be. You see, that's freezing and it's not really behaving correctly. So one thing that I can do to try to improve this is to remove the animation. That's basically this line here, and the rest is pretty much the same. So I'll remove this. I put this under plugins. Everything actually is under plugins. Both the three-seater, basically everything here is the default. Actually, it's not the default, but this one I added, and also this highlight. But the thing about the optimization here is only this highlight. And I also have this mini-indent scope. And in it.lua, I have this three-seater context toggle that I put in just here, but you can put like here, doesn't matter. So what happens when I disable the animation is that you still have the highlight, this this white line here, but you won't see the animation. So let's close it. It doesn't have any impact on how fast Receiver will open, but you can see that it loads a little bit faster. It's still on this last line, it's still not that smooth. So I'm trying to go up, I can't. Okay, so it's still really slow. That's why I, at the end, decided to just remove this guy here. What you can do, though, is try to enable, disable it, base it on whether the file is pretty huge. I couldn't find a solution for that. Even the options of this this plugin doesn't provide a way to do so. So I just went through this disable.lua that you have to, if you just create a file inside plugins disable.lua, and I can just uncomment this, and then I quit here, open it again, and you see that now the everything's going to work as expected. So I don't have issues going up and down. I can just change things inside here and it's fast. So that's how I could improve LazyVim